Welcome to the Sports Extravaganza. My name is Tony Dean. I'm your co-host today. We're presented by Hollywood Entertainment and sponsored by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You can contact Kincaid at 314-997-3339 for your auto, home, and life. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I am here today with my other co-host, my man, the coach, Kelvin Lee. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, Tony. Appreciate you. Again, this is number 7, moving forward. And again, it's getting better and better each week. But again, my shout out today, I'd like to start out by saying it's a very heartfelt, again, I want to send my condolences to the entire Chaminade community. Father Ralph Seifert passed away yesterday. And again, he was the president of the school, and he hired me back in 1998 and gave me an opportunity. And I took off and ran with it. Had a great run there. But again, my condolences and prayers go out to Father Ralph and the entire Chaminade community. All right, I'm going to turn this thing back over to you, Tony, and let's get this show rocking and rolling, baby.
Let's get it rocking and rolling. We got it rocking and rolling today with a 1984 Olympic gold medalist in the 4x400 relay. He is the man that ran a 43.97 in his leg and was an instrumental part in the team winning that gold medal. And I'd like to introduce a man of just many facets, Ray Armstead. How you doing, Ray?
How's everybody doing today?
Doing fantastic. Good to have you on the Sports
Great to have you,
Extravaganza
Ray.
today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first thing I want to get right to, because that's what we do here on the Sports Extravaganza, we get right to it. I just want to know how you became Mr. Olympic gold medalist. Where did it start for Ray Armstead?
Basketball.
Wow.
I was a basketball player, to be
How
quite
about
honest with
that?
you. I never thought about running the Olympics. I thought about being a basketball player, like Julius Erving. But things went in a different direction, and it just happened.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Hey, I like that. I'm a basketball player by trade myself, so I'd love to hear that. What was it that really got you into track and field? You were playing basketball. You were playing at a high level. At least you thought maybe it was a high level. What did Jody Bailey at Northwest High School think?
I thought it was a high level. Okay, let's just go there. Maybe he didn't. The summer of the '79 season, I came in. I was late for a practice. He was a very stern man, and he said, "This is a quote. He said that I was going to start you and probably make you one of my captains, but he made me sit on the bench. He made me one of those guys that he was going to show that if you didn't do what he wanted you to do, pay the consequences." So by sitting on that bench, what I had to do was had to think about what I wanted to do, and I wanted to go to college. And basketball wasn't going to be that. So one of my friends said, "Why don't you just run track?" And I said, "Track?" He said, "Yeah." He said, and then I asked the track coach. The track coach said to me, "We got one spot over for the 400. And I said, "What is that?" He said, "That's just one time around." I said, "One time around?" He says, "Yes." I said, "I could do that." The rest was history.
That's where it
I got a
started.
question for you, Ray. Again, I'm going to back up a little bit. I know you're track. I admire you from a distance. But again, I want to talk about that basketball real quick. Like the position you played, were you a shooter? Were you a rebounder? What did you bring to the table? What was your passion? What was your deal?
I could actually shoot. I was decent.
Okay.
I was a decent shooter. But I could rebound also.
Yeah.
But I could jump out of the gym.
Of course.
I mean, literally, I could jump out of the gym. So I could get you your rebounds and I can get you your points at the same time.
And what high school?
Northwest High School.
Northwest High School. And the coach was
Jody Bailey.
Jody Bailey.
Jody Bailey. Okay, cool.
The
man.
great
Yeah.
Jody Bailey.
Yeah, I could put that in front of that, yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing, of course, I want to know in your journey is your influences. Your influences from the beginning that got you to be the young man that you became as far as high school, as far as track and field, and then moving on from there to college.
It's incredible. I come from a large family. 7 boys and 1 girl. My mother and father were together until they both passed away. But I think what pushed me was because I came from a family that came from Mississippi. So they always instilled in us that education was truly important.
Sure.
But I kept a chip on my shoulder too, because I always wanted to be the best. And when people didn't believe that I was the best, it motivated me more. So my mom pushed me, my brothers pushed me, the whole community pushed me.
That's right.
Wow.
It takes a village to raise a
man.
child.
As
we talk about
listening to
all
you
the time.
talk, Ray, is similar to what my situation is. My family, I had 3 older brothers and a sister who beat on me and pushed me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But again, I told you earlier, I had a brother that was in the track and field.
Right.
And how we knew he was going to be a track star per se. Every time my mom would ask him to go to the store, he would run. He'd take off and run to go to the store. We said, instead of riding a bike like we would, he'd take off and run.
Right.
So again, we knew then what his passion was. Was that similar for you?
I don't know if that was my passion at that particular time. What it was all about was when I was coming up, we would race anybody who wanted to race.
All right, got you.
You could go to another block, and if he was the fastest man, they bringing us over there, and we want to race you. So when you begin to beat other people, you begin to get better.
Yeah.
Track was just so easy for me because I stayed in shape, and unlike a lot of guys, I'm tall. My legs are 36 inches, and I'm only 6'2", so I'm more legs than body. So it was the point of beating people and the point of learning something that I just didn't know anything about.
Right, and that's what you learn through track, how to use that, how to harness that, and being able to run the way you did, because it was just amazing watching you run in the Olympics. And I want to know also, I know you think a lot of those guys that were with you, that you won that Olympic gold medal with, and I know you think of them, you know, brothers on the field of track. But besides that, Sunder Nix, Alonzo Babers, Antonio McKay, those guys that you won that Olympic gold with, personally as men, what do you think of those guys?
Well, if you broke all those guys down, Sunder Nix was the real quiet one. He was a Chicago Cubs guy, and he was just stone-faced. Alonzo Babers, he's an airplane pilot right now, so he was a technician. And then Antonio McKay, he was like the Muhammad Ali of track and field. He told you what he was going to do. And I just fit right there in the middle somewhere. Yeah. And it was a great team.
That's perfect. Great team. Sounds like it.
Yes.
Sounds like those are perfect personalities.
What a lot of people don't realize is that the discipline that it takes to run track and a lot of practice time. Talk to us about that, the practice and the discipline that it takes.
How did I get good? Let me back you up on this. The very first time I ran the 400 meters, I ran against a guy, his name is Scotty Davis. I always remember it was the second time. And I ran the race, and I ran 50.3. And this gentleman was there, and he was supposed to win the 400 meters in state. And I remember introducing myself to him. And he told me, he just looked up at me. He was laying on the ground. He didn't even shake my hand.
Wow.
What a motivator. Now that motivated me. Right. Now here comes the discipline. I wanted to beat him. So I would have my little brother ride the bike around the track over and over. I'd just run behind him. Wow. Just run behind him. It's the same thing with basketball. It was repetitive.
Yeah.
Repetitive.
That's right.
So with the 400 meters, you have to be able to run distance and sprints.
So you just did your thing.
Yes.
And that mindset, that mind, that heart that you need, that's the thing. Is that something that you think, is that missing some in our athletes nowadays?
It's missing a lot of places. You know, you get a lot of athletes that need to physically and mentally think about what they're doing. You have to see it. I saw myself winning. I saw myself what I needed to do. And I did it. And when I fell short, I didn't say, why didn't I do it? I went back and recreated it to do it better.
That's that art of visualization.
Yes.
You got to see it before you can do
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I totally agree with that.
That's that audio
Just
visualization.
like shooting a free throw. You know, you got to see yourself making that free throw before you can do it.
And stop making an excuse. What happens is that when you don't achieve your goal, there's always an excuse. You have to go back and analyze it. Go see a guy who's doing a little bit better than you and then emulate him a little bit. Yeah. Kobe did the same thing with Jordan.
That's right. And that's that discipline also. That's something else that's a real phobia too that I want to talk about real quick. You know, a lot of times we look at film, you know, guys nowadays at different angles, coaches, this, that, and other. You guys may not have had all the angles and things back in the day, but I think it's a misconception that you guys never looked at film. You looked at film.
We looked at film.
Yourself.
Yeah.
A great story I'll tell you, when I was in Olympic Village in '84, I can remember Al Jordan, who won the triple jump in the '84 Olympics. He was looking at film and he would go, bap, bap, bap. And he said, Ray, if I hit that bap, 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 I'm going to win a gold medal. Bap, bap, bap.
And sure enough, he did.
Gold medal. Yes.
Sure enough, he did. Yeah.
Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, hey, here's the thing that I want to know. Without a doubt. I got so many things I want to know. I'm trying to give Coach a chance here, but I got so much stuff I want to know. Basically, what have you been doing since winning this Olympic gold medal? What's been the Ray Armstead story since the gold medal?
Training people, training students. Two things is happening right now. I'm the high school coach for track and field at U City High School. I do speed and agility for U City High School, and also another thing that I'm proud of, I'm a elementary school teacher for Hazelwood.
That's fantastic. Now, what type of teacher are you?
I'm an art teacher, the best teacher.
There you go. He said art teacher, the best teacher. There it is. There it is. And I think touching young lives, I mean, how old are these students?
You range from kindergarten, which is 6 to about 10 years old.
That is fantastic.
Yes.
Touching lives, molding lives, shaping lives.
Exactly.
That's what we need a lot more of. Like we were talking about earlier, everything goes back to being about relationships.
Right.
And building those relationships. And I think that that's fantastic that you do that. Now, what do you think of the track and field athletes that are out there now? That you look at. I know you still pay attention. I know you still watch.
You put me on the spot, but the women ran well. I think a lot of times what's happening right now, I don't know if it's the coaching or the discipline or whatever, but we're falling short sometimes when it comes to the Olympics. And I don't know why.
It's just one of those things. It just escapes you.
Yeah.
This is one of those years right there.
Okay, well, sometimes that happens, but I think the biggest thing that I saw in watching the Olympics was basically the technique looked good. Everything looked good technique-wise, but I just wonder if our athletes nowadays have the same hunger that they had, because now you're getting paid professionally to do this. And I know it's a lot of proud people that represent their country, but then hey, how does that affect them, you think, Coach, as far as, just the money aspect now?
We'll talk about one of our players at U City that played basketball and track, Justin Holland. I don't mind using him as an example because, again, you talk about a heck of an athlete, the boy can run. But his technique, I watched him run the hurdles. I came out that day and I was watching the track video instead of watching, and he ran the hurdles. He should have actually won that event, but his technique. Then come to find out, he wasn't coming to practice every day. You know what I mean? He thought he can just show up, I'm going to win. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to practice, and that's the discipline that it takes our kids today. But again, that's a great example.
I think they don't realize that it takes more than 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. It may take 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Sprinkle with your education at the same time. But you have to be consistent. And what a lot of people don't realize, no matter what sport that you participate in, whatever you're bad at, work at that. See, a lot of times you want to do the whole gamut, but the whole gamut is not what's messing you up.
Yeah.
I didn't do real well in the beginning of the race. So I started working on the beginning of my race, my starts. As a basketball player, if you're great at free throws, move over to another place and start doing dribble drills.
Exactly.
Continue to work.
Yes.
Continue to work.
Yes.
Continue to work. Be focused. I think that's something that we could all look back on as fans, even, and look at 1984 and go, okay, you're already focused as an Olympic athlete. You've done so much in the Olympic trials just to get here to the Olympics, and now you got teammates like Carl Lewis, Jackie Joyner-Kersee. I mean, that's got to motivate you even more.
That was extremely scary. And I'll tell you guys a story about this. Okay, here's the story. When I made the team and they flew me to LA, I always remember my legs were just shaking. And the reason why they were shaking, I asked myself, and you see stories about this, should I be here?
Yeah.
You got to remember, I went to Northeast Missouri State. Very small with a cinder track. Should I be here? And I had to get on the track with Edwin Moses and Carl Lewis.
How about that?
And all the gamut.
Yeah.
And I had to prove myself. So should I be here? But I should be there.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't want to let anyone down in St. Louis, my family, anyone else, because here's the story. There are a million reasons why you didn't make the team. Basketball, football, whatever. I hurt my leg. My mom got sick. I had to take care of my dog. I just didn't like school or whatever. There's only one reason why you want to make it.
Right.
My friend almost made it, but to the pros, but he was in a car accident, or he had to go take care of his mom. I didn't want that excuse. The one reason I made it was because I was disciplined and I wanted it. I didn't need any excuses. Yeah.
And you were Mr. Olympic gold medalist
man.
because of it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Fantastic. For anybody that's just tuning in to the Sports Extravaganza, I'm your co-host, Tony Dean, and I am here with the electrifying Ray Armstead, winner of the 4x400 relay, along with Sunder Nix, Alonzo Babers, Antonio McKay. They did their thing in 1984 and brought home the gold to the United States. And I just want to let you folks know that the Sports Extravaganza, the podcast that's here to last, is here with him today. And we're also presented by Hollywood Entertainment. And our sponsor today is State Farm Insurance. Call Kincaid 314-997-3339. We're going to continue our conversation right now. And Coach, I know you had some other words for Ray.
I just want to ask you again, there's those small things in track, you know, that can make or break you. Yeah, we're talking about that relay team, the mishandling of the baton, you know, and then those things can make or break. They're probably destined to win the gold medal, but that one mistake can cost you. How do you feel about that?
You have to work on it. I mean, truly, I knew the way the wind was blowing. We walked the track. We went over it constantly. There is no excuse when you're right there in front of millions of people to make a mistake like that. Yeah. I'm just going to say that to you right now because we practiced that. When my family came to LA to watch me, I couldn't hang out with them because I was everyone's entertainment.
That's right.
So I had to be focused, zeroing in on what I had to do because I wanted to entertain people. True story was when I took off, my leg was hurt. It was real. I had tweaked it in the NCAAs. So I didn't know how far I could go, but I didn't want to be the person who caused those guys to lose.
That's right.
The agony of defeat.
That's something else to bring up too. Besides the agony of defeat, I mean, you had a situation the very next Olympics with Ben Johnson.
Yes.
Testing positive like he did for drugs. Yeah. I mean, when you had injuries back in the day, I mean, was it something you ever thought about or something that anybody ever approached you with as far as, hey, you know, I can help your leg be better, you know, maybe just take this or take that?
I think my school was too small for that. So we really didn't know anything about it. It was out there, you know, and you start hearing about it after 88 or whatever. It makes you think about stuff. Could I have made the next team if that didn't happen or whatever?
That's right.
Where you were ranked. But no, because I'd never gotten hurt before. You know, so my thing was, I was winning so much, I didn't know what it was like to lose. I didn't. You taking a Division II kid and put him in front of UCLA, USC.
That's right.
And whoever it may be in front of me, and they looked at me like, "Who are you?"
Right.
I'm gonna show you.
You showed them.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm gonna
you
show
showed
you.
them who you were. You represented big time for St. Louis.
Yes.
Okay, one more question. Again, that gold medal. I was really hoping, Ray, because I know, I guarantee, if I won a gold medal, that thing be around my neck, man. I'd be so proud. I'd be wearing that gold medal everywhere, man, but somebody probably done attack me. But again, where's the gold medal? And you value that gold medal, but talk to us about the gold medal, how you treat it, and where is it?
You know what? This is a good story. I love my mom. My mom passed away about 3 years ago. She's about 96 years old. Right. My mom used to keep the gold medal in her safe deposit box. So one day I had to do a function. I said, Mom, you know, she sent my brother with the gold medal. She said, son, I don't have your gold medal. I said, you got my gold medal. I said, you don't have my gold medal.
Yeah.
She said, no, it's not in it. Did you get it? For 3 years, my gold medal was gone. I love my mom. Woo! I was like, Mom.
Where's my gold medal?
That's your mom, man, yeah.
But every time someone would ask me about my gold medal during that time, I'd go like, did he steal my medal? Like you would have said, where's your gold medal? I'm like, does he have my gold medal? It means a lot because I think when people introduce you, this is crazy, no matter how old I get, people go like, there go Ray Armstead. He was in the Olympics.
That's right.
He a gold medalist. Yeah. A friend of mine told me he got fourth in the Olympics. He said, no one will never remember people who got fourth. Always number one. Right. So they hanged it on me. And always Olympic, never formal.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Can't take it away from you.
Can't take it
How
away from you.
heavy is it? I mean, like, I see guys biting on it. I never held any gold, man. That's got to be something.
It starts tarnishing around the outside of it. It just has a little percentage of gold. I think it's just what it is. I mean, because when you come in, and you don't let anyone touch it because the oil from the hands can mess it up.
Right.
But when you come in with it and you just bring it out, all you hear is, oh, I don't think I would ever see anything like that. It's just amazing.
It seems like it's part of a person's heart.
Exactly.
When I look at the gold medal around their neck, I feel like, what did this person have to go through to get this gold medal? So it feels like it's probably bigger to them than their heart.
Right.
Inside of them, it means so much to them. And
Yeah, and then Ray, how did it feel standing on that podium, the national anthem, you know, representing the United States, and how'd you feel?
I get choked up now when they're on the podium and they win a gold medal or the national anthem is playing, because I mean that's what you look forward to. And since we were kids, you knew the national anthem, so it was cool. I could do it there and I could sing it.
right.
But it's unbelievable. You get so choked up because I'm number one. I didn't say number one in St. Louis, Missouri, Canada. I'm number one in the world.
Number one in the
Yeah,
world.
you said earlier, they say that's like the NBA championship, NFL, Super Bowl. That's what track and field is, the Olympics.
That's what track and field
That's what
is.
you look forward to.
You look forward to making
And
the Olympic team.
that's what they do. And the other thing about it is, we're talking to Ray so much here,
Yeah.
of course, about the Olympics and his Olympic gold medal, because that's so important. But also what he's doing right now is so important. I mean, teaching,
Yeah.
young adults. How do you feel, just getting a little bit off topic, but how do you feel about everything that's going on with schools now, the pandemic that's hitting everything? I mean, what's your side of it from a teacher standpoint? What do you
Well,
think?
here's the thing. We're going to piggyback on that twice. Back on how I make these kids feel opposed to what's going on right now. I'm an elementary art teacher. So the crazy thing about the pandemic, I touch everyone. And I don't mean like literally lay my hand on them, but there are 400 students in the building.
Right.
Everybody knows the art teacher, the gym teacher, whatever the case may be. So it is a little scary.
Yeah, a little
But
dicey.
I have a job I have to do.
Right.
But when you look at the kids and they look at you and they want you to be strong, just like if you're a parent, if you show someone you have fear and that's your kid, they're going to be scared. But if you rise up and show them it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay. You have to let them know that. A good story happened to me about the end of the year, this year in May. I got an email from a student. She said, Mr. Armstead, I don't know if you remember me or not. She told me what her name was. She said, when I was in school, people didn't even really recognize me. But you were one teacher, not saying all the teachers didn't do this. She just said, I was the teacher that she looked at, and I spoke to her. I told her, have a good day. We have a great staff, and we all do the same thing. But when she got nervous, I had to paint a rock. As a matter of fact, she made it into a penguin. She actually had to move out to the Wentzville area. She said, now I'm a 4.0 student. I have a scholarship to Mizzou to be a journalist. And I want to let you know that you made a difference in my life.
Wow.
That was touching.
That's good.
That's what you
That's
want.
it.
That's
That's
what you
Yeah.
want, right there.
Yeah.
Right
And see,
there.
what they need to see, and what a lot of people don't understand is, I'm the only African American teacher in my building, okay, as a male. So where is your example? And this is going to be deep for you guys. Here's the example. All the little kids want to be a rapper. Let's not say all of them. They want to be a baseball player, football player, basketball player. I never put your dreams down, because people put my dreams down, except for the people who really knew me, and they were like, okay, I'm going to do this. But here's the thing I tell them. It's okay to have that dream.
Yeah.
But you have to have something that you're going to fall back on.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm an Olympian, but I'm also an educator.
Amen.
I have a BA from Northeast Missouri State, which is Truman. I have a master's from Fontbonne, and I have a teacher's degree from UMSL. So now you can see athlete to educator.
That's right.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Makes a big difference.
Beautiful. Do we have anything in closing, Coach?
Well, I'm just soaking all this up, man. Because again, I'm learning stuff. I've worked with you at U City, but I really didn't know you. That's why I'm talking about relationships again. I'm getting to know things about Ray Armstead that I didn't know, which is beautiful. And again, you're a legend. you're a legend. You're a pioneer.
Thank you.
And you just continue to do what you're doing, man. I love what you're doing, but then just keep working with those kids, man. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, Ray.
Keep working with those kids, and that's what I was definitely thinking in my mind. One last question I have for you, Ray, for sure, is that going back, winning an Olympic gold medal the way you did, how did you feel in representing St. Louis?
It was a big deal. I give a shout out to St. Louis because this is where I'm from. It was a big deal.
Yeah, yeah. And everybody that was cheering for you and everything, and knowing how much of I know your mom was a great influence on
Right.
you and doing that, but you know, like you said, you came from, you know, a background with 7 brothers and a sister, and I know that they pushed you, but specifically in what way did they push you? Specifically.
They told me I could do it.
That was the main thing.
They told me I could do it.
It's just telling me you could do it. You know what? That's the best way to end our show right there. You can do it.
So can I give a shout out to U City,
You better believe you can give a shout out
Siena
to you,
Elementary,
City.
and Hazelwood, and to the Brothers of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
All right, all right. And that comes from our 1984 Olympic gold medalist, Ray Armstead. Been great to talk with you today, Ray.
Thank you. Thank
and
you.
great to be here with you. I'd like to thank everyone, our crack staff, including our director and producer, Curtis Conyers, here on the Sports Extravaganza, presented by Hallelujah Entertainment. I am Tony Dean. I'm here with the coach, Kelvin Lee. As always, I want to thank you, all of you, for watching us, and especially, of course, our sponsor, which is State Farm Insurance. Thanks for watching today.
I got one more thing I want to say, Tony.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
don't let that. Not anything yet.
Oh,
But again, we got to keep moving to this thing. But then next week, again, I'm going to move forward. Next week, I guess, would be Bob Sumbo.
All right.
Coach over at Umsel. He's
Coach
gonna
at
be,
Umsel.
he's excited about coming on. But again, legendary coach at Umsel. He used to be at Mizzou with Norm Stewart. So again, I'm looking forward to having him on. But Ray, I keep going back to you, man. God Almighty. Did they have a parade for you?
Yes, they did. They had a parade.
They did.
Huge.
What street? Down Market?
No, actually, no. They went down. Now you make me go all the way back. Down Goodfella, and they went down the
Oh,
street.
Goodfellow. That's my old neighborhood.
Down
Okay.
Goodfellow.
Hey.
I live on Leylight.
Oh, man. I live right off of Rowan and Wells.
Okay.
Right off of Goodfellow there. Laurel, all of that. Oh, man.
Good turnout for the
Oh,
parade,
my
I'm sure,
goodness.
right?
Yes.
They got a good turnout.
Yes.
Good deal. man.
Cousins I
That-
didn't even know.
Yeah. and I'm
There you go.
That
Always.
brought some good feelings for you. Yeah, man. No doubt.
About 20, 30, 40 cousins just all of a sudden that Ray didn't know. It's like, oh my God, yeah, you're my cousin, Ray. You know that? Fantastic.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, again, I want to close here on the Sports Extravaganza for sure this time. We're going to close this off today. And again, I want to thank our sponsor, State Farm Insurance, and let you guys know that Kincaid is there for you. He's waiting on your call. 314-997-3339. Again, I'll say it without stammering this time. 314-997-3339. And he's located at 8429 Olive in University City. Thank you very much for everybody for making this a great podcast that's going to continue to last, the Sports Extravaganza. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you.